Well, hello there, and this is Auntie, and I am here to do my review of 90 Day Fiance, The Single Life, Season 1, Episode 6, Sealed with a Diss. If this is your first time being here, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And to all of my new subscribers, thank you all so much for joining the family. To all of my nieces and nephews who have been here with me for the long haul, thank you all so much for your continued support. And to all of my members, special shout out to you. If I had to rate this episode of Seal with a Diss, I would rate it a C. Okay, and we'll talk about that, and you'll see why I rated it that way. The first couple that I want to talk about that went out on a single life, okay, is Fernandez. So as we all know, Fernandez was married to Jonathan, and that went crazy. So she met this guy named Rob at the gym. He came to her divorce party, and now she's made a decision that she wants to date him. And so before she does that, she goes over to her grandparents' home, and she goes to visit them and have lunch with them. During that time, during lunch, she tells her grandfather that she, has met this lawyer and she's going to go out on a date with him. And the grandfather automatically was like, oh, no, no, no. Okay, because he doesn't like lawyers. He indicated that his son is a lawyer and he believes that they're just, tricksters and liars and all that kind of stuff. And so, he's already seeing the red flags and he wants Fernandez to do the same. But she's like, I'm not going to sleep with him and all that kind of stuff because the grandfather asked her about that too. So anyway, she goes out, on this date with Robbie, and Robbie is absolutely an older, seasoned man. And Fernandez likes everything about him. She likes the fact that his shirt was open, and she liked the fact that he had, a lot of hair on his body. She just likes everything about him. She's goo goo gaga over him. So she goes out, and he tells her, at the date that he can tell a lot about a woman by how she orders her steak. And I'm just thinking to myself, that's a lot of judgment right there. You can't even order your food without being judged, criticized, evaluated, analyzed by this mofo. Like, who the hell does he think he is? Now, he's good looking. I ain't going to take that away from him. But, who wants to be with a mofo that's going to judge them based on whether or not they get their steak raw or medium well or well done? Well, Fernandez laughs it off and everything. And she, orders her steak well done. He said he likes his bloody. And he told her, basically, what's the need of eating the steak? Well, you eat the steak the way you want to eat the steak. But anyway, she, goes on to start questioning him. She asked him about, why he wasn't in a relationship with anybody. And he indicated because his job, she knows that this is the same thing that she went through with Jonathan and all that kind of stuff. It's just a hodgepodge bull crap. Next. The next person I want to talk about is Colty. Colty has gone out on a date with the stripper, and he's made a determination that he really wants Vanessa. He doesn't want anybody but her. He had already called her on the phone and told her that, he wanted to have a serious relationship with her, that he did not want them to just be friends anymore. And Vanessa wasn't going for it at the time. She told him that she didn't trust him. And he admitted that he really did treat Jessica very poorly. Now, why he did not add Larissa in there, I don't know. But he treated Larissa poorly too. Maybe Jessica a little bit more, ruggedly. He treated all right. But he did the same thing with Larissa. He had his mother involved in a relationship. And, his mother had preconceived notions about what these women were here for. And so, as a result of that, she didn't trust these girls from the beginning. And therefore, bred mistrust in her husband, in her son. I called him her husband. Okay. And so, so anyway, she So Colty, has decided that he wants to take Vanessa out on another date, which she agreed to do. He told her to pack up a couple of things and, he would pick her up. So we see Colty pick, her up, Vanessa up from for their date. And while they're driving in the car, she's like, "Where are we going?" And he says, "We're going to the stratosphere." So, of course, Vanessa, like myself, like you, all looked and was like, "Wait a minute, didn't he take Larissa to the stratosphere and propose to her? Didn't he give her a ring there?" And so Vanessa said the same thing. And he was like, "Yeah, but I like the stratosphere. You like the stratosphere. We're going to be doing something a little different." So the two of them go up to the top of the stratosphere, and they bungee jump off the cotton freaking building. I don't know if it was so much bungee jumping as it was free falling because they never boinged back up. So I think that this what you would consider free falling off of the building. And so, of course, Vanessa has her hair all, curled up and looking really cute and wasn't really even prepared to do something like that. And so, she enjoyed it and, she called him a bitch and all that kind of stuff. And then they went on the second leg of this date, which was a dinner with a private chef. So on Pillow Talk, Jessica and her husband were on there. And she was like, "Wow, Colty is so cheap." She couldn't believe that Colty had stepped his game up. And so Vanessa, is really impressed with it. She tells Colty this is the best date that she's ever had. And so, Colty goes in and he tells her that, he was a dog. He know that he has to do a lot of work in order to convince Vanessa to be with him. But he's willing to do it because basically he wants to be with her. Vanessa, was looking at him eye to eye and was like, Colty, yeah, you're gonna have to build the trust. And I know I still don't know whether or not I want to date you, but I will go out. I mean, I don't know whether or not I want this to be like a permanent boyfriend girlfriend type thing, but I'm willing to go out on a date with you. So Colty recognized that Vanessa had changed her mind just a smidgen from her position earlier on. So anyway, they decided they're going to go out again, and Colty is extremely hopeful. The next person that went out on a date on this mofo, who was next? Brittany. Now you all know the last episode, Brittany went out with her friend Terrace. Terrace is from Detroit. And she liked him and all that kind of stuff. And they went out. But now she's going out with the other guy, Justin. Justin is flying in to Houston to be with her. Now, Brittany indicated that she's been knowing Justin, I believe, since they were like 15. But they have not talked to each other in like 9 years. And so, but they hooked up on social media like everybody else. And they make a decision that, he's going to fly in. He's going to stay in her apartment for a couple of days. Now, Brittany said that, she doesn't have sex with everybody just because she has, a big ass, big titties, a small waist, and long hair. And I said, skirt. Now, all of that was okay until you said the long hair. Do you mean long weave? It's okay, sister girl, because this ain't none of this mine. Well, I guess it's mine because I paid for it. But I mean, just don't say you got long hair, Brittany, and you ain't got long hair. But anyway. So, Brittany is talking to her girlfriend and, she's getting dressed up and all that kind of stuff and putting her makeup on. And she says, if you put makeup on and you don't put lashes on with it, you fooling yourself. But Brittany's lashes look like brooms. I mean, they look like street sweepers to me. Them little trucks that roll around and clean off, the curb and get all the debris and stuff from in front of your house in your neighborhood. That's what her eyelashes look like to me. They just entirely too big. But anyway, Brittany, makes a decision that she's going to do this. She says that, safe sex is sexy sex. But then again, you say that that you're not going to sleep with him because you got a big ass. And anyway, what I've noticed about Brittany is that she's just a little, no, not a little, a lot ghetto. And there's so many things that she doesn't know, and she's very naive about things. And I think that that's why she pops off, because instead of her listening to something and being able to comprehend it at a 25-year-old's level, she's comprehending it at the level of a 12-year-old. But anyway, I digress. So Brittany decides that, she's going to allow him to stay in her house, and she's going to meet him at the restaurant because she can't pick him up from the airport because she don't have a car. And I'm like, why the girl ain't got a car? But okay. So she goes to the restaurant and she meets Justin there. Justin is, I don't know what Justin is. I don't know if he's Latino or what he is. I just know he got a big ass bald spot in the middle of his head. This mofo is aging very quickly. And I mean, he's not a bad looking guy at all. But Brittany's clothes, you know what, Auntie, you all over the place. Brittany's clothes is so cheap looking. Like, they not even cheap Fashion Nova stuff, like, looking clothes. They like cheap out the dollar store type. And she's just not together. Before she went out on this date with with Justin, she was saying that Terrence had reached out to her and was like he really enjoyed her and he can't wait to get back and have a date with her. But she's not really feeling him. She's feeling this guy. So anyway, this guy comes up and they get to talking and everything and kicking the bobo and making light talk. And she asked him, so what's going on in your life, catching up. And he was like, I'm just trying to do me. I'm trying to find myself, trying to get steady in my career, take care of my son, Justice, and, just live my best life. So, of course, Brittany's lashes got to popping and everything because she did not realize that this mofo had a son. Now, she said that she had been dating him for 5 months. She's been on his Instagram. She said she saw the little boy on there, the baby or the little boy on there, and she thought that it was his brother. He was like, well, how the fuck am I going to have a little brother like that? And I'm a grown-ass man, and my parents grown, and my family and all of that. So Brittany was like angry because she said that he had an opportunity to tell her that he had a son. She said when she saw it, she just assumed that it was a brother or a brother. My whole thing is if you're interested in this guy, one of the first things that you want to ask is, do you have any children? But she's just, looking at the wee-wee, looking at how he looks to her, and she's, real superficial and not thinking, I need to dig a little deeper to find out about him and whether or not, this mofo is the right mofo for me. I was like, she's stupid as hell. But anyway, she said that she doesn't want to have any issues with anybody. What's the relationship with his baby mom? And he told her, we cool. He said, we met each other. We fell in love. We had our son. And then things, our priorities and everything, why they were still the same to take care of the son, there were some other things that, that changed in the relationship. But we parent together. And we have a good relationship. So, Brittany was like, okay, this is a red flag. It's a red flag on your team, not on his. Because as a woman, as a grown-ass woman, you need to make sure you do your homework. Y'all let me know down in the comment section and what y'all think about that. So anyway, she goes on and they go back to her apartment. She pours the two of them a drink. They get to kissing, and next thing you know, Justin is taking her to the bedroom. And she's giggling all the way. So, Brittany, I don't know if y'all played tiddlywinks or what y'all did up in there, but whatever. The last person that I want to talk about is Danielle. Danielle is at home, and she has made a decision that she's going to go to this girls' trip in Ocean City with her girlfriends. Okay, the 3 blind mice, bitch. Because here these women are calling themselves setting Danielle up, and ain't nary one of them married. Now, I don't know. I don't know about these women. And I'm going to be honest. Some of y'all might be mad with me. But even if you mad with me, half the people on Pillow Talk agree with this very same thing that I'm about to say. These women ain't good for Danielle. They are telling Danielle that they are trying to help her get back out into the dating scene, but they not doing what they need to do to help Danielle. See, hooking Danielle up with all these different men and all this old bull crap, because I'm going to tell y'all what they did doesn't help Danielle's self-esteem because the bitch ain't starting off with that much. Now, she's probably in the 10 percenters as far as self-esteem, self-awareness, self-confidence is. Some of these girls, I guess they like in their 60s, but you know, the little kind of taller, plumper one, I'm sure she's a little lower. But anyway, so Danielle is excited. She's leaving her house and, you know, she hooks up with the girls and they're riding around. And of course, Danielle is looking like Danielle. So, you know, the girls, they have like this Kim Kardashian type of, like a fugazi ass Kim Kardashian type of look. They got the dark hair and all that kind of stuff. And two of them, you know, look okay, but the other one, not so much. But this is the one that's the instigator, antagonizer, if you will. I was looking at these women when they was sitting up there with Danielle. They was telling Danielle that, you know, okay, so they had all got together. They decided that they was gonna have lunch. During lunch, the girl, one of the girls, she decides that she's going to tell Danielle that she opened up a dating app right before the trip and with Danielle's face on it and created a mofo profile. Bitch, that's so inconsiderate. It's so wrong on so many levels. Danielle, while she thinks she's ready to date, she already knows that she's not. She is toying with the idea of flirting and stuff, but Danielle is fucked up in the head. And she fucked up all up in here too. And Danielle knows it because, bitch, you looking at yourself in the mirror every day. You know your flaws and all. I got a bunch of flaws. And I know exactly what the fuck they are. So don't put my... You know, see, this girl, to me, they doing this and ain't... I'm just going to fucking tell the truth because that's what I do. This is my opinion. This is my opinion about these girls. I think that they wanted a little bit of fame. I think that they wanted to be on television. I think that they laughing at Danielle and not with Danielle. But Danielle too goddamn stupid to realize that these bitches, in my opinion, are doing this for clout. Because who would do something like that to somebody that you only met one time, that you've been talking with on social media? Y'all know damn well that Danielle is not attractive. And I'm going to tell you why I also believe that these girls are out for the clout. Because they tried to change Danielle. Instead of accepting and glamifying Danielle where she is, you know, maybe getting her some glasses that she could still see out of, but, you know, maybe they sunshades or something like that. They took this bitch, you know, from a cocoon. She stayed in a cocoon a week, bitch, and they snatched her out and put a weave on her head. That's not going to make Danielle more attractive. You need to work with Danielle on the inside. You trying to make Danielle look like you. But how you doing? A real friend accepts you just the way you are. And if you say, you know, I want this or I want that, because at first they was sitting down at the thing. Because Danielle was, okay, slow down. So while they was at the restaurant and they was talking about, you know, the profile, it took Danielle by surprise. Danielle didn't know that. The girl said, don't be mad with me because I did this out of, listen to this, catch these T's, the kindness of my heart. So I'm a charity case. I'm somebody you got to just be all kind, all up in the heart and to do something for me. Foul. That's so fucking foul to me that you would say something like that. So Danielle was like, you know how Danielle is all giggly and everything. She said that she reached out to this guy named, wait a minute. Then she said on the dating profile, don't worry about it, Danielle, because we put our pictures out there too. I put our pictures out there. The fuck for what? Now the guy can do a comparison. Like the mean girls in high school. But you doing it shady. Y'all mean girls. Maybe not so much the other two girls, but the other one that started all this bull, you're a mean girl. You're making fun of Danielle. You're getting a kiki and a caca off of this. And you want to come off as if she's a fucking charity case. What she discusses with you as it relates to her personal life, her wishes and her dreams about having a relationship, you don't do that. You don't do that. So Danielle ain't got no other choice because she'd have reached out to some guy named Jerry. And Jerry is a nice looking guy. He's Scottish. He's confident. He out there on a dating site with his kilts on. And she done already talked to the man. And told the man that Danielle gonna be in Ocean City. Won't you come along for a date? They get back to the hotel room. Now they gotta glam Danielle up. So that, to me, that just means that you don't fuck with her the long way. You fucking with her the short way. Because now you feel like you gotta change her. Unless she asks you to change her, leave her the fuck alone. Help her build herself up in the inside. Teach her how to buy makeup. Teach her how to, if she wants to put a wig or a weave in, teach her how to do that. But don't just set the girl up for something she can't fucking maintain. Because you got her looking beautiful. He ride up to Ohio to see her ass in Ohio. She going to be looking fucked up. If you want to help the woman build her confidence up one step at a time. And then Danielle was like, this could go wrong. They was like, well, how can it go wrong, Danielle? And Danielle was like, it can go wrong because he may not like me. They was like, girl, dating ain't about that. The more you do it, the better you get. That's a fucking lie for somebody that look like Danielle. That's a goddamn lie. The more you do it, the sadder you gonna get. Because mofos ain't attracted to you like that, Danielle. These girls is, come on. Or you would have had men lining up. You wouldn't have been fucking with somebody else's man who was married. Come on now. With the bull. And her girlfriends think that this funny. This ain't funny. Ain't a damn thing funny about this. They laughing at you, Danielle. I don't care what they say. Wait a minute. Let me check my damn self out real quick. Something looking a little fugazi on my ass. Okay. Is everything cool? Everything cool. So they go back to the hotel. They fixing Danielle up. And Danielle's like, well, should we call her? Shall we call her? They was like, yeah, let's call. So the girlfriend picks up the phone instead of letting Danielle call him. Hey, yeah, this Whitley. I talked to you last week about Danielle. She's here. You want to talk to her? All right, then. Hold on. Ain't told Danielle what to say. They don't know how bad Danielle is at this dating thing. Even Muhammad said this ain't good for her. This is not positive reinforcement for her. She doesn't have the social skills to do this. Give her that if you give a fuck about her. So Danielle sit on the phone, don't know what to say to the man. They giggling and laughing. Then after she gets off the phone with Jerry, the girlfriend say, the big girl says, we're going to come to the date, all four of us, and then we're going to leave you. So they going to make Danielle do a group date. That almost slipped out. They got Danielle getting her hair curled, her real hair, which is nice. Do that. Fix her up a little bit. Because the other girl is a cosmetologist. I'm hot as hell. They setting this girl up. Anyway, y'all, that is my review of of the Single Life 90-Day Fiance. Sealed with a diss. This about the shipwreck like a mother. And I'm going to be right here to tell you. But guess what, y'all? I brought 90-day Discovery Plus, so bitch, you don't have to. So I'll be right back with another review. Love y'all.